Hey, what's happening everyone? SirJames coming at you guys with another video. In today's video, I'm here to provide you with my review on a PlayStation VR title known as Theseus. To kind of give you the concept of the storyline is that you are a soldier of some kind roaming through pretty much a lake of blood. Next thing you know, you see this mysterious light in which of course you learn that you are trapped in this labyrinth. You must find a way to reach the end, to reach the light source, and then from there you kind of have more going on. Of course, I kept it a little bit more vague due to the fact that it's more narrative heavy, and I feel like if I explain more, I will lead into spoilers just in case if you wanted to check the game for yourself. But that's kind of give you the gist of it, is that you are in a labyrinth and you got to make your way towards the exit. Simple as that. Now, going over the game's visual standpoint, I was actually pretty pleased on how well the graphics look for this title. Now, do keep in mind that there isn't too many things happening because the environments for the most part are relatively the same, just slightly different in terms of its labyrinth, but there's also a couple other little segments that you experience in the game that's a little bit different, which I thought looked pretty neat. One of the particular segments that I did like is the fact that in one portion of the game you were actually going through this dark tunnel and all you had was basically a torch in hand, nothing else. And as you were looming through this tunnel, you could basically see eyes glowing at a distance, and as these creatures get closer to you, you use the flame from the torch to kind of scare them off. But you just notice that the more and further deeper that you go into, the more eyes appear, and it kind of builds up that creepy value. But unfortunately, it was only like a one-time segment and there was nothing more that kind of brought out that visualization. But again, graphics weren't too bad. Now, going over the gameplay is extremely simplistic. Again, you will be using your DualShock 4 controller to move your character around, and basically what you get is that you get a couple of different weapons to use. You have a torch, which will be used to scatter away enemies or to burn them. And of course, you also get a sword. As far as combat goes, it's basically to the point where you just kind of rinse and repeat, where you basically burn the enemies as they catch on fire, do a quick finisher, rinse and repeat, and then that's pretty much the end of the game. Then of course, other little portions is that of course there are going to be some collectibles that you can get to try to get the true ending. And of course, as for the climbing segments, they're basically more like quick time events, and it feels a little bit clunky as well. But again, the gameplay is extremely simplistic, and also due to the fact that you are basically following an extremely linear pathway. Even though you are in the labyrinth, I would have liked some more like puzzle solving of some kind, but the game pretty much holds your hand throughout the entire experience to the point where you won't get lost at all. There might be one particular segment that you might get slightly stuck on, which is how my experience was, and then after I figured out what I needed to do, just had to time my moves right and thus made my way. But again, gameplay simplistic. Now, going over the game's initial lifespan, this is another portion where it's going to hurt quite a bit. At the most, you will probably get 2 to 2.5 hours. If you manage to play the game your first time around and you get all the main collectibles and unlock the true ending, which isn't really complicated to do anyways, then you'll probably get, I would say, a maximum of an hour to hour and 10. However, if you didn't get the true ending the first time and you go back to kind of get whatever it is that you missed, then you're looking at, again, probably a maximum of 2 to 2.5 hours, and that's really about it. But initially, in the end, I'm going to be giving this game a 5 out of 10. The concept was pretty cool. However, the execution of it wasn't that great. Again, it's an extremely short, linear pathway, not really too much of any type of puzzle solving. The enemies were extremely easy to deal with. I would have liked to at least see a little bit more of variety. The Minotaur that you have to deal with in the game was probably the only interesting character there was. But again, other than that, there's really not much to be had here. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.